In 1994, you are 30 years old, you are the youngest senior vice president at one of the most powerful hedge funds on Wall Street, and you are about to do something that everyone around you thinks is insane. You are going to quit. To sell books on the internet. Your boss takes you for a long walk in Central Park and spends 2 hours trying to talk you out of it. He says, "This is a good idea for someone who does not already have a good job." 2 days later you hand in your resignation. You load your belongings into a car and your wife drives while you type the business plan on a laptop. You are driving from New York to Seattle to start a company in a garage. That company will become Amazon, the most transformative business in the history of commerce. This is your life. You are Jeff Bezos. And it begins not on Wall Street. It begins on a ranch in Texas. You are born on January 12, 1964, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Your mother Jacqueline is 17 years old. Your biological father is Ted Jorgensen. He is 18. They marry young. It does not last. Your mother remarries when you are 4 years old. She marries Miguel Bezos. Miguel came to America from Cuba at 16. Alone. With almost nothing. He taught himself English. He put himself through college. He became an engineer at Exxon. He adopts you. He gives you his name. You become Jeff Bezos. Every summer, you spend time on your grandfather's ranch in Cotulla, Texas. Your grandfather Lawrence Preston Guise worked for DARPA and managed the Atomic Energy Commission's Western region. He is one of the most capable people you ever meet. He can do anything himself. Fix a bulldozer. Lay pipe. Treat sick cattle. On the ranch, there is no calling for help. When something breaks, you fix it. One summer, your grandmother is smoking in the car. You read a statistic about the health effects of smoking. You tell her how many years she is taking off her life with each cigarette. She begins to cry. Your grandfather pulls over. He tells you something you never forget. It is harder to be kind than clever. Cleverness comes easily to you. Kindness requires choice. You set up a laboratory in your bedroom. You wire an alarm to your bedroom door so your siblings cannot enter. You build an infinity cube, a hovercraft, and an early solar cooker. You start a summer program for gifted students called the Dream Institute. You charge $6 per student. You teach them about black holes and infinite number theory. At school, you meet a teacher who redirects your energy rather than managing it. You test at the level of a high school senior while in 4th grade. You are named valedictorian of your high school. You give a speech about colonizing space. You go to Princeton University. You study electrical engineering and computer science. You discover there are people for whom physics is effortless. For you it is not. You switch to computer science. Here you are exceptional. You join D. Shaw, one of the most quantitative hedge funds on Wall Street. Within 4 years you are a senior vice president, the youngest in the firm's history. You earn a significant salary. You have a clear path to becoming very wealthy without leaving the building. Then you read a statistic. In 1994, web usage is growing at 2,300% per year. You stare at that number for a long time. Nothing in the history of commerce has ever grown that fast. You make a list of 20 possible products to sell online. Books are number one. There are 3 million books in print. The largest bookstore carries fewer than 150,000. An online store can carry all 3 million. This is a gap that only the internet can fill. You develop the regret minimization framework. You ask yourself, when I am 80 years old, will I regret having tried this and failed? Failure I can live with. Will I regret not having tried? That regret would be unbearable. 48 hours later, you resign. Mackenzie supports the decision completely. She drives while you type the business plan. The car heads west. The business plan takes shape across America. You rent a house in Bellevue, Washington. The garage becomes the office. Your desks are doors placed on wooden sawhorses bought from Home Depot. You hire your first employees. Your parents invest $250,000. You tell them there is a 70% chance they will lose everything. They say, "We are not investing in your idea. We are investing in you." July 16, 1995. Amazon.com goes live. In the first 30 days, Amazon ships books to all 50 states and 45 countries. You pack the boxes yourself on the floor of the garage. Your knees hurt. An employee suggests packing tables instead of knee pads. You later say it was the greatest idea you ever heard. In 2 months, Amazon is doing $20,000 a week in sales. In 1997, Amazon goes public. In 1999, Time magazine names you Person of the Year. Then 2000 arrives. The dot-com bubble bursts. Amazon's stock drops from $107 to $7 per share. 93% of its value gone. The press calls it Amazon.bomb. Major analysts predict bankruptcy. You lay off 15% of the workforce. You cut costs everywhere. You survive 2001. Barely. In 2001, Amazon posts its first quarterly profit. $1 million. The direction has changed. You had to build computing infrastructure for Amazon that did not exist anywhere. Then someone asks, if we built all this for ourselves, why cannot other companies rent it? Amazon Web Services. AWS launches in 2006. It allows any company to rent computing power from Amazon's infrastructure. Airbnb, Netflix, Uber, Slack, Spotify, all built on AWS. The internet economy of the 21st century runs largely on Amazon's infrastructure. AWS today generates over $90 billion in annual revenue. 2005. Amazon Prime. The financial team says it will lose money. You say, we are not selling shipping, we are changing customer behavior. A Prime member shops at Amazon first, always, for everything. Prime members spend more than twice what non-Prime members spend annually. Prime reaches 100 million members in 2018. The flywheel. Lower prices attract more customers. More customers attract more sellers. More sellers mean more selection. More selection attracts more customers. More volume means lower cost structure. Lower cost structure enables lower prices. The wheel spins. Fast. 2006. The Kindle sells out in 5.5 hours. Within 4 years, Amazon sells more digital books than physical ones. 2011. Amazon Prime Video launches. 2013. You buy the Washington Post for $250 million. The subscriptions grow from less than 100,000 to over 3 million. 2014. Amazon Echo launches. Alexa speaks. The smart speaker market did not exist when you launched Echo. Amazon creates it. Blue Origin. You began funding it in 2000. You sell $1 billion of Amazon stock every year to fund it. Your goal is to move heavy industry off Earth. You want 1 trillion humans living in the solar system. By 2018, Amazon is the second company in history to reach $1 trillion in market value. Amazon employs over 1.5 million people. In July 2021, you stepped down as Amazon CEO. On July 20, 2021, you fly to space. The New Shepard rocket carries you above the Kármán line. You float in zero gravity for 4 minutes. You look back at Earth. You see the thin blue line of atmosphere. The boy who gave a speech about colonizing space in 1982 is floating above the atmosphere in 2021. The first principle, start with the customer and work backward. The second, long-term thinking. Be willing to be misunderstood for long periods of time. The third, invent and simplify. The customer should never feel the complexity you had to build. The fourth, embrace failure. If you know it is going to work, it is not an experiment. The fifth, high standards always. The sixth, day one thinking. The moment you believe you have arrived is the moment the decline begins. The regret minimization framework. Most people make decisions based on what is safest today. Ask what is most livable at 80. Cleverness is a gift. Kindness is a choice. Build your life through choices, not gifts. If your idea is immediately understood by everyone, it is not a new idea. The misunderstanding is evidence that you are ahead of where understanding currently is. The ranch prepared the resourcefulness. Princeton prepared the technical foundation. D. Shaw prepared the financial understanding. Amazon was the application of all three. And Blue Origin was always there. From the 1982 speech. Before Amazon existed, the man who wanted to build space colonies in high school built the company that funds the rockets. The garage in Bellevue funded the launch pad in Texas. That is your life. You are Jeff Bezos. The boy who wanted to go to space built a company that changed the Earth, then built a rocket to leave it. And somewhere in Cotulla, Texas, there is a ranch where a young boy learned that when something breaks, you do not call for help. You fix it yourself.